So to get started, what we will do is we will start by creating a folder for web search demo using OpenAI. And let's open command prompt within this folder, and let me quickly create a virtual environment because I like to keep my personal projects separate from the existing Python installation, and it's always a best practice and a good idea to create a virtual environment. So we will use that to get started. So what we want to do is we want to use OpenAI's API to search the web before actually responding to the user query. Now, this is an exciting feature because by default, the OpenAI's API will return the responses which are basically included in the training data of the model. Okay, so let me quickly activate the environment first, and let's open the code editor, which is Visual Studio Code within this. And what I'll do is I'll create a new file explore.py, and also let me pull up the .environment file. So let me copy this file and paste it right here. One second. I'll just paste it. One second, Control C, and I'll paste it in this. Now what this file has is it contains the OpenAI API key, and I will be loading it using the python.env package. So I need to install OpenAI. Obviously that I would need to interface with the OpenAI's API, and then I'll need python.env. Let's run this, and meanwhile let's start writing our code. So I'll open the class which we would be using to basically instantiate open which would be we would be using to instantiate the client. So I will instantiate the client. Now this requires a API key. Okay, and that API key I would be extracting from my .env file. And how can I do that? Let's see if our so packages have been installed. What I'll do is from .env import load.env. Now what I can do is I can load the .env, and what this will do is it will try to locate a .env file within the same folder where explore.py is, and it will try to load all the variables which are defined in that file within the current instance of the process which is running this script. And after this I can create this variable. Now for actually extracting the key, I need to import OS as well, os.getEnv, and this from here I will extract OpenAI API key. Okay, so now I can use my client to create a response. So I can do client dot, I'll be using responses version of the API. You are free to use the chat completion, but if I recall, no, I think I mixed it up. So file search tool is available in the responses only, but I guess web search is available in both chat completion and responses. Okay, so I'll do this responses dot create, and let's provide the model which is GPT 4.1. So far up till now GPT 4.1 is supported, and I feel OpenAI has not made any sort of claim as to whether they will be removing support for this or not in the API as well, because from ChatGPT the support has been removed. So I can ask something like, maybe what's going on right now, maybe this tariff war which is going from Trump's side to countries like India. Maybe I can ask something like, what is going on between Donald Trump and India. Okay. Now, since the GPT model was trained for the data up to the date of 2024, it should not know this recent things which are happening these days, um, from the Donald Trump side. Uh, all these acquisitions that India is purchasing oil from Russia, and they are indirectly funding Ukraine war. So those things should not be basically sh- uh, should not be known to the GPT 4.3 model. So I'll try to see what do we get in the response dot output text. So I'll start this script and let's see what do we get. Let's wait for a couple of more seconds and we should be able to see the results. It's taking some time, maybe a couple of more seconds. Okay, so you see, it is basically telling you that as of June 2024, Donald Trump is a major figure in US presidential. Okay. Then now, and there is a occasional news about his relationship with Indian American voters. So Indian American voters, Trump has courted the Indian American community, which is influential in several swing states. His campaigns sometimes highlight. So currently, Howdy Modi. So currently, we can see GPT thinks that the relations are positive, right? And it has clearly mentioned that as of June 2024. Now let's add a tool. So okay, so there are two different kinds of tool which we can use using OpenAI's API. One are inbuilt tools, and those are things like file search tool, web search tool, which we are going to preview and see in this video. And then there is going to be custom tools which you can build using function calling, and you can make OpenAI respond with the data that is unique to you, maybe your company policies or company data that you might want to refer to in the OpenAI's responses. Okay, so let's see how can we enhance this result. What we need to do is we need to specify a tools list. Now, if you watched my earlier video on function calling, in that I created a function using JSON schema, and then I passed it within here. Now we don't need to do that, since this tool is available within the uh, OpenAI's default tool list. Okay, so the tool name is Web Search Preview. Okay, so now if I run this again, I should be able to see a latest response, which is a tensed response, or rather I should say strained response, a strained relationship between India and United States over the tariff and trade policies. Okay, you see, as of August 11th, 2025, relations between United States have become increasingly strained due to several key developments. Okay, so you see, it has announced a tariff, and you can see energy trade market reactions, economic impact. So you see this, and finally, after basically after each response, what it has tried to do is it has tried to give you a link also, like the reference link that it used to basically answer the query. And you can think about building tools and applications using this feature, maybe extract these links and use it in your applications. Okay, so I hope this makes sense, and if you like this video, consider giving it a thumbs up and also consider subscribing to the channel. In a later video, I'll be showing you how to use file search tool, which is much more complicated and much more involved process. Yeah, so stay tuned for that video. Thank you so much.